the maidens of the air, of springs, dells, swamps, etc., are beneficent beings, and were often invoked for extinguishing fire and cooling burns. The 4 anonymous maidens first mentioned are perhaps the Luonnotars, 4 maidens, 3 celebrated daughters, were formerly mowing grass on a misty cape in a foggy Iceland, and making it into hay. After spreading it out, a fiery Tursas from Turjaland came and burned it to ashes. It happened opportunely that they were short of ash and in need of lye to wash the head of the sun's son. But before they could collect the ash, a knot whisked it away to the banks of a holy stream, and from it a splendid oak sprang up. In another version, the 4 maidens, a tripod of brides, are making hay with the boy from Pohjola, or an eagle from Turja came and burnt the hay, put the ash into his wallet and carried it to Lapland, where it was sown in black mud, and from it sprang a huge oak. Again, 4 maidens find a sapling oak and plant it in an island formed where 3 rivers had flowed from a tear shed by Kytöläinen. In a charm against injuries from fire, Ismo, one of the daughters of the air, is asked to come with speed of thought and pour herself out like a foam upon her son's evil work, and throw water from her apron on the burns. Nunnus, or Munnus, of the daughters of the air, is requested to bring frost and ice, as there is frost enough in the air to freeze the fingers of an exorcist and allow him to handle fire and hurt. After Ukko had struck fire in the sky and put it into a golden bag, he gave it to an air maiden to rock, who after Ukko had struck fire in the sky and put it into a golden bag, he gave it to an air maiden to rock, who carelessly let it fall to the earth. A holy maiden on a cloud, a woman, Kapo, on the rim of a rainbow, with a golden box under her arm and a golden wing in her hand, wiped away the pain caused by burns and solved the injuries of fire. A maiden standing by a little pond in a drop of water in a cloud carries slush, solved the injuries of fire. A maiden standing by the little pond in a drop of water in a cloud carries slush and ice in her arms, with which she extinguished fire and cooled the burns it had caused. Again, in order to extinguish fire, an exorcist says he will raise up Sumutar, daughter of mist, the poorly woman, from the swamp, and she will repair the injury done. In the next example, the character of the air maiden changes, though she still belongs to Cloudland. A little girl, a woman, Kapo, appeared on the edge of a rainbow, and while smoothing her hair, the milk in her breast overflowed, fell on a honey-dropping meadow, and from it salves and ointments are obtained. In the next 2 examples, her function is entirely different. A maiden lives in the air, on the edge of a little cloud, with a skein of veins on her lap and a roll of skin under her arm. She let them fall onto the earth, and from the bits of skin are taken to place on wounds from the tooth of a wolf or the claws of a bear. A maiden above the air, from the middle of the sky, is made of veins through the bones and joints, to lengthen short veins, shorten toes that are too long and ardent, and arrange them in their proper places. Then with a needle and silk thread she is to stitch up ends of the veins. These last 2 air maidens cannot be very different from Suonetar, where the beauteous woman of veins, Suoni, the beautiful Suonetar, who spins veins from a golden tuft on a copper spinning rock and weaves a cloth of veins, is invoked to approach and tie up the ends of broken veins. An exorcist requests a maiden to rise from a dell, from inside a frosty spring, with her clothes all over frost and rime, in order to gap fire's mouth and weigh down the head of Panu. A fair, clean-faced girl is desired to rise from a dell, from the corner of a swamp, and bring some cooling stuff to lay upon a burn. A frosty maiden, an icy girl crouching at the mouth of a frosty spring with a golden ladle in her hand, is invoked to throw water upon burns. Thank you so much for listening. I have a new course/lecture series on mermaids in Finnish mythology. People don't always know that I keep courses in Finnish folklore, so I shall try to mention them more often. You can find my courses at fairychamber.gumroad.com. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my name there is @fairychamberart. Have a great day. Bye!